Well, welcome, church. Thank you very much for taking the time to tune in for my weekly vlog as we continue to address the question around the reopening of Gracepoint Church building. And thank you for your thoughts. And some of you have submitted questions around this. The survey that came in, thank you so much to the many of you who responded to that survey. And you know, in answer to that question, the scripture that I keep getting drawn to is Romans chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Be devoted to one another in love, honor one another above yourselves." And I think this doesn't necessarily answer when we reopen, but it answers how we reopen. And I think the how is far more important than the when. See, the when is important in the sense of, you know, it takes some grappling with us as leaders, and even this morning as a staff, we were talking through that and looking at the results of the survey. And at Thursday's town hall, I'll dig a little deeper into the results of the survey and your responses. But how we reopen is more important, because when we reopen, well, that's a matter of some logistics, right? Okay, what are the cleaning procedures, the protocol that's involved with that, the registration system, who gets to come back, and putting it on the calendar. When is it going to happen? But how? That's what the Bible speaks to in verses like this: honor one another above yourselves. It speaks to the posture of our heart, right? And because when I look at the survey results, I see that some of you are ready to run back to church, open the doors, I'm there, you know, what's taking us so long? Let's worship the Lord, worship Him boldly, and I'm all with you on that. Others of you who are maybe, you're not running back, but you're kind of walking back to church. You kind of want to see, well, okay, what are some of those cleaning protocols that you're talking about, Rick, that'll be put into place there? What are some of the procedures that are happening? And some of you are just kind of, you're not running, you're not walking, you're kind of waiting. You're just going to wait to see how this goes, which again, I totally understand, because given another issue, I might, again, be in a similar running or waiting or walking kind of a posture also. But, you know, it does show to me that we do want to respect one another's differences on this and have that posture of love, of what he talks about here, Paul talking about honoring one another in this. And so we're going to continue to offer digital experiences, and thank you for your positive feedback around our digital worship gatherings that we've been doing. And we're going to add some in-person gatherings, which we will talk about more on Thursday at the live stream at our town hall. And some of you have been wondering about discipleship groups. Can our discipleship groups use the building? And yes, as of next week, we're going to have a form. So if you're a D group leader, you can just reach out to Tracy, or ask your D group leader to reach out to Tracy. Just email her, tracy@gracepoint.ca. And we've got a form that you've got to fill out now. It's, again, just in the times we're living in, it's a little more complex than just a matter of coming to the building here. There's some cleaning procedures that you as your D group will need to do afterwards, and likewise we'll have to hire the caretaker after you've been in also. And we've got to register everyone that's in our building now and keep that information for Fraser Health for up to 30 days. And so just a few more procedures in place. But thank you so much for those of you who took the time. We've got 180 plus surveys that have come back. So thank you for taking the time to answer and to offer your input, because I really value that. We as a team value your input, your contribution in this as we together make a decision on following the Lord, what He's calling us to do. We know it's important to gather. I've mentioned that in some of the previous vlogs, but how we do it in terms of loving one another, in terms of worshiping the Lord together, we want to follow God on that. So I want to invite you Thursday evening, 7 p.m., to our town hall. It will be on YouTube. It's going to be live streamed, so you have an opportunity to interact and to ask your questions. Like I said, if you want to get your questions in ahead of time, just email them townhall@gracepoint.ca. We'd love to have your questions. Or Thursday evening, you can be part of that live chat. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Gracepoint TV. So just go on YouTube and search that out and hit subscribe. And we would love to have you as part of that. One final scripture this day for you on this whole subject of church reopening, because we all do have different opinions on this. And John 17, Jesus prays the high priestly prayer. And this is what he says. He says, "My prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you." That's an incredible prayer, isn't it there? That Jesus is praying that we as Gracepoint Church would be one, just like he is one with the Father. That calls for an attitude of submission, of humility, of honoring one another. And as we do that as a church, prayerfully moving forward, I believe that God will honor us and God will bless our efforts also. So I look forward to seeing you Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on YouTube.